We have to discuss something that happened the other day, and I've had Mike running around trying to find the audio of this. As of right now, I think it's unattainable, but it might be available sometime very soon. Maybe by the end of the day, hopefully tomorrow. Who knows if it'll ever be
by the
available.
end of the year.
Or maybe by the end of the year. So on Monday after the show, right around 11 a.m., there was a Zoom meeting that was mandatory for all of the on-air people in the Beasley Corporation. And it was one of these things where, you hop. First of all, Zooms drive me crazy. I know why they did it. They had to do it for this because it was a presentation.
It wasn't even Zoom. It was Microsoft Meetings.
Teams. Yeah.
Microsoft Teams.
It's right. It's the version of Zoom that you don't have to pay for.
I have a new computer. I have a new computer that was, and then it didn't have any of this stuff, so it was making me download apps and everything else. So
that was easy, right?
No, and then it still didn't work. So I had to get my old computer and get on Google Chrome.
Try doing it when you're driving.
Yeah, well, I just also you can mute it and
turn your camera off.
Go take a nap.
Yes. In fairness to the company, they don't make us do these Zooms often. They really don't.
No, they do not. And in the training videos, I'm not kidding, are short and quite enjoyable. I enjoyed the guy in the bathrobe.
Mm-hmm. So this Zoom meeting started at 11 o'clock. And as I was saying, it's not just for the people who work in Beasley, Boston. It's all over the country. As a matter of fact, you know how there's the little number that shows you how many participants are there? It was 160 people. Okay. So this is all over. And there were two sessions. This was the first one. Okay. So the meeting starts 11 o'clock. Everyone's plugged in. Everyone's dialed in. And, things are going swimmingly. They have a whole PowerPoint presentation, all of these different slides, and about 20 minutes go by. All right. A lot of information has been given to us in about that 20 minutes. And it's all these things about social media and the use of social media.
Right.
So then you see to the right of the screen names that will pop up if they press a little button that's supposed to look like a hand is raised, as if they have a question.
Which your hand should be chopped off for doing
right.
that. But
nobody loves the person who loves hearing their voice more or just ask questions that are only pertain to them and no one else.
Yeah, why don't you ask your boss, Dum-Dum? There's someone in the building you can ask. Go ahead.
So at about 11:20, 11:25, 25 minutes or so into this Zoom meeting, I see Joe Murray's name pop up to the right with a little hand.
First of all, the hand, but he also joined the conversation. So that's when we were alerted to the fact that he had now joined the conversation. You didn't see that, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay, so they alert people to when someone else has joined the group.
Okay. So
now everybody knows you're coming into church late. You've opened that door, and everybody knows that you're just coming into church late.
So at 11:25, it's been going on for 25 minutes, you see Joe Murray's name pop up on the right side of the screen and a little hand signal. And so the nice woman who was doing the seminar said, it looks like we have a question, Mr. Joe Murray. And then Joe Murray starts speaking, which makes his head completely fill the screen. When you speak, it's just all of a sudden out of the 160 people, his head, he's unmuted. And Joe goes, hey, how's it going? Listen, I just showed up. I was a little bit late to this. Would you mind just recapping what you guys have said already for me since I was late?
Yeah. So screw everyone. Screw you doing the meeting. Screw everyone. I'm so out of it. Can you just take everyone? Just go back. I'm late. Can you just go back? Can you just go back to the beginning? Because I wasn't here. And by the way, this is Joe's alley. Joe don't want to get any trouble. This is Joe. This is him and Dom Sausage.
Joe's got a guy.
This meeting is all about if Joe's now Joe's got a full-time job.
Joe thought that this woman was going to recap 25 minutes worth of material that he missed just for him.
Right.
When there's 161 people sitting there going, are you effing kidding me? You should have seen the faces that were on the screen when he said that. And I was like, oh my God.
That's so awesome.
And the moderator, I love her to death.
Could have been nicer.
I wanted to give her a little heart emoji on the screen because she goes, Joe, that's not something I'm going to do. This will be available to watch on video later on, so you can watch it then.
Joe is the one. And I'll tell you, and Joe's just like, okay. Like you mean you can't just start over because it's just me? And, I got a lot of guys. They call the hotline, and then they bring up food. What about food drops? Have you discussed food drops already? What about food drops? Has that been discussed?
Oh, my God.
Oh, you should hear the dumb questions. Yeah, so but real quick, we can get back to Joe. But this guy,
Joe just wanted him to start over and recap everything while we all sat there.
First of all these people at Beasley are at Sandals like there's nobody's business. They're always at Sandals.
That's the one thing I got out of this. Everyone's taking a trip to Jamaica.
When the radio station sends me to the Caribbean,
yeah, exactly,
and I'm there for a weekend, and all that,
we make more than all of you combined. This station makes more than all of you combined. What the hell's going on? But second of all, I don't want to go to Sandals anyway. But second of all, the guy's like, this guy goes, the one part I heard, this guy goes, well, I heard all of it, everybody. No, but the thing I remember is that the guy goes, say I'm hungover like it's Sandals, and I take a picture of myself on my knees in the sand. Like, do I have to hashtag Sandals? Like the government's like, this douchebag in Poughkeepsie's hungover on Sandals. I wonder if this is a paid trip. You better, this is of the utmost importance. Thank you again for asking in front of all of us.
Right.
This is nothing that you could have asked at Sandals to your boss or somebody or after. Like, you idiot, you moron. Yes, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is going to be all over your dumb post, your 5 followers in your post from Sandals. And Joe wants it all to reset.
I can't wait for them to send that link out. Hopefully they do, because they said they were going to, for the people who missed it.
I hope we can play it. I don't even know if we can play it. If
you could probably just play Joe Murray speaking.
I don't know. I don't know. I would get permission.
Okay.
I would certainly ask, not from Joe. Screw Joe. No, Joe deserves everything he gets.
Maybe we could just make like a play out of it. We could get actors.
Well, that you can do. That I know you can do because I've done it before. That I know you can do.
Right,
you can do a transcript. When I got sued, I did the transcript. So you can do the transcript. That I know you can do.
We could get Sarge.
Because that's public information.
Who would be Joe
Sarge will
Murray?
run right out and do it for us.
Oh, somebody said I'm going to call into his show at 7 o'clock and ask if he can recap the first hour for me because he missed it.
Seriously. He will.
Give a call at about 7:25.
He will if you own a sandwich place.
That was the best. And I expected, like, no one had asked, like, I think any questions, like, with a hands up thing. I think there had been stuff that was typed in.
There was plenty.
But Joe was one that wanted to ask, like, an actual question where it was his voice doing it. And I thought, okay, well, here comes a Joe question because it's about, like, sponsors and things like that. Right. But it was, no, can you start over?
Just start over. Just forget about everyone else. I'm the only person alive. Because in fairness, there is a lot of pressure on Joe Murray to be playing by the rules.
I am trying not to fall asleep, and not because it's boring, but because that's like when I'm if I sit still for too long after the show is done, because we don't sleep much at night, I start to so it's taking me everything. It's a Herculean task for me to keep my eyes open and stay locked into this. And to force myself to do it, I kept my camera on for most of it because I knew that if I started nodding, it would scare me and it would shame me almost into paying attention.
See, I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem taking the video out.
Well, it actually said on the thing, keep your video on. And then I had this
so they can monitor you.
Yeah,
make sure you're paying attention.
I guess so. But I just, I saw that and I knew you guys saw it and I couldn't stop laughing at the way that they just shot him down. Said, no, Joe, we're not going to do that.
But Joe's thing was awful and completely self-involved. But, I mean, the guy with if I'm hungover at Sandals.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, dude, come on. Like, get over yourself. The pressure cooker that's this guy's Instagram account that he's got to worry about. I mean, get out of here, dumbass.
When do we go to Sandals?
I don't want to go to Sandals. I want to go to the Caribbean. I would love a trip to the Caribbean.
Somewhere
I certainly don't want to go
warm.
to Sandals like some peasant. Like Michael Scott. That's why Michael Scott went to Sandals with Jan, is because it's a joke. It'd be like, we're taking you on a Carnival cruise. No.
I have no. Now that's something I have no interest in.
I would pay not to go.
Yeah.
Well, Sandals, I think, is a whole situation unto itself.
Okay.
Was that the one that we had the guy that worked with used to go to all the time, Rich?
No.
Okay.
No, that was, what is the name of that one?
Is that hedonism?
Hedonism.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Hedonism, I guess, is a bit of a stitch. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.